Yes. Check it, SQL Server components. Basically, we know every RDBMS, just remember every RDBMS has two types of components actually, workstation components and server components, right? So yesterday we have seen like we have SQL engine is there, SQL engine is there, which process the user queries, right? SQL engine will process the user queries whenever the user submits a command, right, through some application or through SSMS. Those queries are processed by SQL engine, right? Yes. Whereas here, like as a DBA, to connect and work with SQL Server, we are using one tool called what? SSMS, right? SQL Server Management Studio. Yeah, just remember like a tool through which we can connect and work with SQL Server. See here? Okay. So as a database admin or as a SQL Server professionals here, we can connect and work with SQL Server through these tools here, SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, right, right. Okay, okay. That's remember like tomorrow whenever we are going to install SQL Server. Okay, so we have to. It is a two-step process here, right? Two-step process. First step is what? Yeah, first step is like we have to install like SQL Server database engine. Then second step is what? We need to install SSMS. Okay, SQL Server Management Studio. This is a step one. This is step two. Actually, say like up to SQL Server, up to SQL Server 2014 version. Okay, we can install here both at a time. See, means what? SQL engine plus SSMS we can install both at a time here. Okay, right, right. So that is like both can be installed at a time, but just remember from SQL Server 2000, yeah, 16 onwards, from 2016 next version, it is a two-step process. Let's say we'll start just suppose here, but just I will show you basic installation so that we can start practicing, right? We can start practice here with the basic installation. So later we'll see the class, uh, custom installation. First, I will show you basic installation so that we can start practicing in our laptops. So later we'll see custom installation, means how we are installing SQL Server in production environment. Okay, step by step process we'll see. Right. So let's check here, like generally to start installing SQL Server, we need some basic prerequisites are there. OS here, any OS, maybe Windows 10, okay, Windows 11, Windows 2016, okay, OS, server OS, Windows 2019 OS, any OS here. Even like from SQL Server 2017 onwards, remember, we can install SQL Server in any operating system. means it may be Linux or okay Mac, any OS here, right? Why? Because from SQL Server 2017 onwards here, Microsoft has provided for any OS. Okay, okay, I think some disturbance is there. It is now it's okay. Okay, check your basic installation means remember just to start. Yeah, practice. We can go with your basic installation. Okay, just to start practicing, and we can install SQL Server in any OS. Any OS here. It may be Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11, or server operating systems. In general, remember in real time, we are installing and maintaining SQL Server in Windows Server operating systems. Okay, Windows Server 2016, Windows Server 2019. Okay, but here for practicing in our laptops, remember we can install in any OS. Okay, for practice purpose. Right, right. So let's say we'll start here installation. First we'll install SQL engine, then we'll install SSMS. Okay. Uh, check here. I will go to SQL Server 2019, for example. Any versions here. SQL Server 2019. I am taking. Okay. Okay. Okay, check it. Try SQL Server 2019. Okay, see here, click here. Okay, where do you want to install SQL Server? It is asking here. You want to install in Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Azure means cloud computing platform. One question is it Windows 8 2 GB RAM 32-bit. If you have Windows 8 2 GB RAM 32-bit OS, then remember we can install SQL Server 2014. SQL Server 2014 we can install. Problem is there in the middle, Karthik? Other people are okay or problem is there, voice? One second. Yeah, one second. I will change the network. Okay, maybe yeah, disconnected suddenly. Okay, I will change the network. Let's download the software, SQL Server software. Then I will change the network. Okay, why it's not clear? Okay. Okay. Mhm. Now it is okay now. Voice is okay now or same problem? Suresh, voice is clear now? Okay, actually I've connected through mobile data. Okay, in the middle, just what I will do, just I will change to, okay, one time for downloading purpose Wi-Fi one time. Later I will change back to my mobile data. Okay, check here, like now to start installations here, options are there. You want to install SQL Server on Azure or on premises here, right? I want to install SQL Server in what? On premises environment. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Check here. Like I want. Just check here. Like I want to go with what? On premises environment. Click here. Free trial. Okay. Okay. Check here. It is asking which version you want to install. Okay. You want to install 2019, 17 or 16, 14. Here, which version you want to install? It is asking here. Some introduction books are there, sir. E-books. You can get it freely. Okay. Yes. Okay. Check here. I want to go with 2019 here. I'm saying select here exe file 2019. I want to install. Okay. Exe file. Continue. Once we say continue, it is asking some information. Type any details here. Anything. Just some information we need to enter. Just okay. Yes. Yeah. Check here. Enter some details. Okay. Any details here. Continue. Okay. Once we click on continue buttons here, it is downloading the installation startup file. See here, installation startup file. Once we click on this installation startup file, basically remember we are downloading here SQL Server 2019 Evaluation Edition. See here, Evaluation Edition. See, Evaluation Edition is a 180 days free edition. 180 days free edition. Okay, we can use this for how many days? 180 days. Means after 180 days, it will expire. Okay, or we can convert into license one. In future, remember, we can convert into what? License one by taking the license. Okay, yeah, just here I'm going with the basic installation. We'll see here, see, we can download SQL Server by using here custom installation. We can download SQL Server. I'm going with basic installation. I accept. See, by default, remember it installs SQL Server in C drive by default. Okay. By default, remember it installs SQL Server in what? C drive. Correct, correct. So it is similar to Enterprise Edition, means it has total features of SQL Server, but it works only up to what? 180 days. That is the Enterprise Evaluation Edition, which is a free edition. Okay, but we can extend also. Means if you purchase the product after some days, for example, we can enter the product key. We can make it Enterprise Edition. Okay, which is a topmost edition, Enterprise Edition. Just remember, like in SQL Server, topmost edition is their Enterprise Edition. which supports all features of SQL Server. Okay, we'll see different editions. We'll see later. Okay, right. One second. Okay, just check here. Like once we click on accept button, so where do you want to install SQL Server? It is saying. Okay, check your default path is there. C program files, Microsoft SQL servers here, default path. Okay, let's say I want to install SQL Server in this default path I am saying. Actually, in real time, remember we are using different drive. We are not installing in C drive or system drive. Why? Because C drive is what system drive where already OS is there, right? Windows is there. That's why it's not recommended to install SQL Server in system drive, C drive. Okay, right. Okay, that is it. Just click on install button. Very simple steps are there. First here it is downloading the software first. After downloading the software, then it starts installation. Yes, correct. We can upgrade actually once we purchase the license. Okay, this downloading is going on. Okay, Sir installation is going on. Okay. There are no limitations. Okay, Sarika, in database size limitations are not there. Same limitations of enterprise edition. Right. Check here almost all it is completing installation. Actually, in my laptop, I already have installed SQL Server. Maybe in your machines, fresh machines, it may take some time. Okay. Yes. Right. Right. Check here very fastly. It is saying evaluation edition installation has completed successfully. Right. So it is showing sir instance name. Okay. MS SQL Server 02. Check here instance name. Generally, remember whenever we are installing SQL Server one time, in general, we are creating one instance. Instance is nothing but remember one copy of SQL Server. One copy. Okay. Suppose let's say in the same laptop, I will install SQL Server 5 times. Okay. So it's meaning that 5 instances are there. 5 instances are there here. Okay. That is like instance is nothing but what? Same copy of SQL Server. One instance is nothing but one copy of SQL Server. Okay, right, right. Okay, okay. Uh, Check here. It is saying that instance name is what? Instance name is MS SQL Server 02. Why? Because here it is a basic installation. We can't provide any instance name. Okay, so we can't use our own instance name. But remember, in the custom installation where we can install by running the setup. Okay, after downloading, in case of custom installation, we can have, yeah, we can customize everything. Okay, we can provide our own instance name, everything. Right, check here. This is our instance name, MS SQL Server 02. This is the admin name, my name. And SQL engines here, what feature is installed? SQL engine is installed. That's why we have seen, as part of step 1 we are installing SQL engine, right? Just remember installing SQL engine. So then we have to install what? Tool SSMS. Check here which version. 15.0 version means 2019 version. 2019 version. Okay. Check here, like we can install SSMS here. Next step. Okay. Just remember, by using this connect option, we can connect through SS command prompt. We can start. Just we can test the installation, or we can click on install button. We can install SSMS. Through SSMS, remember, we can connect and work with SQL Server. Check here, just click on install button. It is navigating to Microsoft websites here. Okay, just download this SSMS here, SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, click on this. Yes, here it has started downloading. So once it is downloaded successfully, just by running the setups here, we can install in 2-3 steps. Very simple steps are there. Okay, in 2 or 3 steps, remember, we can install SQLs, SSMS. Very simple steps are there. Okay, right. But here already in my machine, SSMS is installed. Check here. Just remember, by installing latest SSMS. Okay, by installing latest SSMS, we can connect to latest version 2019. We can connect to lower versions also. Okay, we can connect to what? Lower versions also, like 2014, 2016, 2017. We can connect to any lower versions also. Okay, right, right. Okay, yeah, just check here. Downloading is going on. But see, in my machine already SSMS is there. We can type here SSMS open. Okay, yes. Check here. Once we click on open button, we can check here. See, just now we have installed one instance with the name MS SQL Server 02, right? Yes. See here, server name. See, server type is database engine. Server name, browse for more, database engine. See, this is our instance. Okay, this is our SQL Server. Just now we have installed, right? MS There is some network issue, is it? Okay, just 1 minute. I will change the connection. Okay, okay. Check here. This is my instance MS SQL Server. This is my system name, laptop name slash MS SQL Server 02. Okay, this is my new instance here, which we have installed just now. Okay, connect. See, connected successfully. SQL Server 15.0 version means 2019 version. Okay, SQL Server 2019 versions here. Right. Okay. Check here see, this is my server name, or we can say instance name. Okay. FRRIT slash MSSQL Server 02. Second. 1 second. Yeah, I will. Yeah, check in. FRRIT slash MSSQL Server 02 means my instance name. SQL Server 15.0 means what? 2019 version. This is my login name. Login name. Check here, it is a fresh instance. That's why remember there are no databases here. Only system databases are there. Only predefined databases are there. There are no user databases. Okay, only system databases are there. Right. Right. This is like a very simple installation. How we have done here, very simply installation. We have seen we can take a new query, right click on server, new query. So we can work with the commands also. See, one of the benefit in SQL Server is what we can work with both. Means we can work with the commands as well as remember we can work graphically also. Actually, remember 90%, 85% we can work graphically, directly right click. Okay, but 100% we can work with commands. Okay, actually, remember whenever we are making something like this graphically, in the background, SSMS will use what command automatically. This happening. Yeah, audio is not clear, Benjamin. What is happening? Problem is there. It's problem is that Benjamin speed has increased. So how it is increasing? Yeah. What about other people? It's okay. Mm-hmm. I think I have changed actually to my. Okay. Mm-hmm. We will fix this problem. Okay, today or tomorrow. Yes, Benjamin. Yeah, I did the same. Yeah. Okay. No, it is okay, Benjamin. I switch to airplane mode and switch back to Wi-Fi. Okay. Thank you very much for your suggestion. Okay. Check it. Yeah, installation was done successfully. We can verify here with which version we are working with here. Okay. Here we are working with 2019 version, 2019 version. Okay, the same way we can check here whether we are working in standalone environment. We can check the server name also here at the rate server name. See here, this is our server name. Okay, which we can see here. The same way we can verify whether we are working in standalone environment or cluster environment by saying here is clustered. Okay, see 0, right? False it is saying, means it is a standalone environment. Okay, just we have installed SQL Server in my local machine laptop. Like this here, how simply we can install say SQL Server. Okay, very simple steps are there here to install SQL Server. Basic installation we have discussed. Okay, then we'll go with the custom installation after yeah, tomorrow's class. We'll see how to do custom installation. Okay, right. Just here you can start practicing actually by seeing this basic installation. You can start practice. Okay. Yes. 1 second. Mhm. I will share you our team will share you the materials, everything. Okay. Once the installation is done, means once you pay the fee, they will share you the uh, yeah. So installation. Okay. So this total step-by-step documents what I am showing. So module 1. Okay, module 1 they will share you. Okay, installation, this theory part what I am discussing, everything is there. Okay, right, right. Next one, see we know that every RDBMS supports one language called what? SQL, right? Structured query language, which is a common database language supported by every RDBMS here. Okay, structured query language. SQL is what? One of a common database language supported by every RDBMS. Okay, right. So basically, remember it was initially developed by IBM, but it is a open source language now. Okay, means what? Any organization can use this SQL in their product. Tomorrow, let's say we are developing one RDBMS product, for example, I can use this SQL in our RDBMS product, okay, without any license from anyone, right? Check it like it is a non-procedural language. Why we are saying SQL is not programming language, okay? That's why we are saying that non-procedural language. Means what? It doesn't support programming features like if statement, while statement, variable declarations. So programming options are not there here in SQL. That's why we are calling it as a non-procedural language. Okay. Uh, that's why we have seen in the previous class, we have summarized that for programming in SQL Server, uh, yeah, what is the option is there for programming in SQL Server? Benjamin, Suresh, what is the option is there for programming in SQL Server? Yes, T-SQL is there, right? Correct. Thank you, Benjamin. So T-SQL is there, transact structured query language. Okay. Yes. So by using say T-SQL, by using remember T-SQL commands, we are working with our developers will write what programs like stored procedures, functions, triggers. Okay. So our developers will write the programs using what T-SQL. Okay. Check here like a common database language supported by every RDBMS. Just remember every RDBMS supports one common database language called SQL. Okay, and SQL is your case insensitive language. Okay, so SQL commands are not case sensitive. We can type the SQL commands in any case. Okay, so it may be uppercase or lowercase, any case. That's remember like whenever the user type the command, once the command is submitted to SQL Server, yes, non-procedural language means what? It doesn't support programming features. Okay, it doesn't support what? Programming features like if statement, while statement, variable declarations. Programming features are not supported. Okay. That's why we are calling it as a non-procedural language. Okay. Check your common database language supported by every RDBMS. Case insensitive means what we can write the SQL commands in any case. It may be uppercase or lowercase, any case. Just remember whenever the user submits the query to SQL Server works with the data present in the database by using which commands? SQL commands, right? Like select, update, delete, insert. Okay, so I think already we are familiar with, right? So most of the people are familiar with SQL commands. Even you are not familiar, no need to worry. I will share you SQL basics. Okay, some 3 to 4 hours recordings I will share you along with this course. Okay, you can go through those recordings. Okay, 3 to 4 hours classes on SQL basics. Yes, yes, okay. Yeah, in general, that is called say T-SQL. Yeah, sorry, that is called T-SQL. Okay, whenever you are using if statement, while statement, variable declaration, that is a programming language T-SQL. Okay, that will not comes under SQL commands. Right. Right. So already we know, right, like how the data is there in a database, how the data is there in a database, right? So generally say like data is there in a database in the form of what? Rows and columns, right? In the form of tables. But remember, like we have some storage levels are there actually. One is see like logical level is there in databases. Remember, physical level is there. Logical level means remember how the data is stored in the buffer cache, buffer area. So here remember tables are there. Tables are there, how the data is stored in buffer area or buffer cache. whereas physical level consists of what? Files. That's remember, like logically, a database is logically collection of objects like tables, views, stored procedures, especially tables where the actual data is present, and physically collection of files. Means what? On hard disk, data is stored in the form of files, but on RAM or in buffer area, data is stored in the form of what? Tables, rows and columns. That's when the table is not a physical one, it is a logical one. For example, check here, like if I go to our instance, some system databases are created here automatically. Master, model, MSDB, TempDB, resource. One more database is there, hidden database we'll discuss. Suppose here if I say SP help DB master, SP help DB master, see here, it is showing very clearly two files are there here. This is here data file master.mdf data file, masterlog.ldf log file. See here, this is our data file, this is the log file. Just remember, in SQL Server every database has two types of files. Okay, data files and log files, nothing but transaction log files. In Oracle, we have redo log files are there. Here we are calling it as transaction log files. We'll see in detail later in the architecture. But remember, initially changes are stored in the log file first. Whenever the user makes some transaction, I will show you tomorrow transactions overview, how the transactions are happening in SQL Server. First changes are recorded into log file. After some time, they are written into data file permanently. Okay, data file is the location where the actual data is there permanently in SQL Server. Okay, yes, okay, clear, right? We'll discuss this in detail. Okay, initially we don't get this very clear idea. Just remember, in SQL Server, every database has two files, data file and log file by default. Okay, in log file, initially changes are written into log file. Later, those changes are written into data file permanently. Okay, right, right. Okay, yeah, let's we'll conclude the session again. Just we have seen today how to install SQL Server. I have shown you like just for practice purpose. Okay, basic installation we have seen. First I have installed SQL engine. Then yeah, once SSMS is downloaded, just remember you can install SSMS also. Just 2-3 steps are there. Next install. Okay, try to practice this today after this, yeah, this class. Tomorrow anyhow, yeah, Sunday it is week off for us, so try to, yeah, this practice this. Okay, if any questions are there, any doubts are there, please send me WhatsApp message. Okay, right.